guys, it's Kimmie with Scrap and Dippity Chicks. I got a little tutorial here for you. I got a lot of requests for this from a lot of my friends and stuff that want to learn how to do this. I'm sure you can find a tea light candle tutorial here on YouTube, but this is just the way I do it, my version. Here's a little sample right here of one of my tea light flowers. I use various Scissor dyes to achieve different effects, different layering, and stuff like that. So this is a sewn one. This is how I do it. I always sew mine together. Just gives them more stability and everything. And I always like to use buttons in the center, but you can use various different things. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a supply list of things you're going to need. And then I'm going to get everything prepped up, and then I'll come back and I'll show you step by step on how to do things. So this is the flower we're going to be creating. What you need is some kind of organza. They got organza ribbon. You need it wide if you're going to use a die cut. I buy my organza by the spool at Joann's. It's $2.50 a spool. You can find it in different colors. I got greens, blues, purples, and pinks, and reds. Here's just a few. Let me see if I can tilt this up so you can see. So here's just a few of the colors that I have. Okay. This is what you're gonna need for this flower. So organza is what you're gonna need. A wide organza. You're gonna need a flower die of some sort. I use my Scissor dies. I got a couple different dies here. You can also cut your petals if you don't have a die to like a petal shape and do this and just get a totally completely different effect than people with a lot of the same dies get, you know. This flower here that I made right here is the flower Build a Flower die number 2. That's, I don't know if you can see, that's what that one looks like. This is how I got this. I used this large as my base, then I used this one, and then I used this as my center, and that's how I got this flower right here. So, okay, there's that one. This one was on my layout I did for the Messy Desks of February challenge. This is the Tattered Florals by Tim Holtz. This is also another really good one to use. Here's another one. It's called Flower Layers number 2, and it's just like these 4 petal flowers. But if you offset them and everything and you layer them, they're really cute that way. And then this one is called Flower Layers, and it's sort of like a scalloped flower, but this one comes out really cute, done with the tea light candles also. You're also going to need a tea light candle here. You can also get the same effect by a heat gun. It's not the same exact, it's a little different. I'll do that in another tutorial for you also. So a package of tea lights is what I buy. I get these at the dollar store. They have non-scented ones. I prefer the white lilac and lavender scent. I think it smells good. So that's, yeah, a cheap buy right there. So a dollar store, you get 2 for $1 at my dollar store. You're going to need some thread and a needle. I use the transparent nylon thread, so you can't even see where it's been sewn on when it's done. So I use that. And then you're going to need your center. You can glue a center in, so you can use various mulberry flowers here. So you can use any of these. I like to sew my center in just because it's sturdy. These were a gift from a friend from Messy Desk. Her name's Krista, and there's these little blue flowers. I talked about these in my layout video. You could just pull this wire off and it's sort of like a little button right there. So that's what I used in my layout flower, but I like that one. Also make these out of beads, and these are really cute for the larger flower centers right here. Then there's these buttons right here. I get these the dollar store, and what's really cool about these is the pearl pops off that ugly round, and then you just got a pearl for the center, and that's how I actually got my center on this flower right here. Okay, and then these are actual flower centers for like headbands and stuff like that. I found them on an Etsy shop. I'll see if I can find the same Etsy shop where I purchased these. I got various styles. Right here's like that one, and then little flowers, and then this one is just a big pearl with diamonds around it. So there's that. And then these are just random vintage type style buttons that I save. most of these right here have been collected from craft stores and stuff that I've shopped at. So, okay, that's your supply list. Oh, also, sorry, you're gonna need a lighter, a pair of scissors to cut your organza, and something to hold them when you got the smaller pieces. I use these fine tip needle nose, whatever, tweezers with a long handle. I used to use, before I purchased these, I used to use regular tweezers that I'd picked up at the dollar store before I got these, and actually used to use these plastic ones right here. As you can see that I have totally completely melted and warped the tips doing this. So yeah, metal is definitely the way to go, especially working around an open flame. Should have been common sense, but I guess I wasn't having one of them days, you know. So anyways, that's your supply list you're going to need. I'm going to go, oh, and you need a die cut machine if you're using a die. I'm going to use right there my Scissor Big Shot Pro. But if not, like I said, you could cut your petals yourself. I'm going to go cut my petals and everything, get my flame going on my tea light candle, and then I'll be right back to show you guys how to do this. Okay. Hey guys, okay. I got it all cut out and everything, ready to do the tips and everything. I used the Scissor die, Build a Flower #2, okay? That's the one, if you want to get exactly what these flower petals look like, that's the name of that die. So I used that. I chose my center. It's a little like loop back button thingy, but it's a little rose. And it's pearlescent. I don't know if you can really tell, okay? But it's like a white pearl colored, and that's what I'm going to use for my center. I got my tea light going. I'm going to move this camera to the side so I can make sure I don't burn myself, but also so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do a couple of each one of these blooms, and then I'm going to turn the camera off, finish it, and then I'm going to come back and show you how to stitch it together and make your flower, okay? So, these larger blooms right here, what I like to do is I just put my tweezers on it like such. I gotta hold it there like that. Let me see if I can see this better. Okay, and then I kind of just follow the flame and let it do its thing. I do never touch the flame with your fabric. It'll just, you know, catch the heat, and it'll start curling on its own. I don't know if you can see that. I'm a good distance away from the flame, and it's just, you know, you catch it right at the right spot, and it's gonna, the heat will just kind of curl the petals of the flowers. You see that one went pretty fast. Like, you want to stay about 1/4 of an inch away from the flame, and just let it, the petals pick up the heat and not the flame. So just kind of gotta see, my fan's on right now, my ceiling fan, so it's kind of blowing, but this is the effect you get from that. And it just kind of curls your petals up. So that's the large one. This medium sized one, this is going to be the center of the stack of flowers. Also, when you cut it, I always cut more than what I need to make one flower. I normally try and cut enough to make at least 2, just to save time and, yeah, energy. But you need 6 or 7 petals. Right here I'm doing 7 petals each, or not petals but layers of each size. I normally, because the thicker it is, the more dimension it has, and the prettier and more flowery it becomes. So I like to do at least 6. Most of the time I do 7, just because odd for some reason is, which is odd, but the odd numbers tend to look better than what do you call it, like doing even numbers. But yeah, I wouldn't do no less than 6 layers of each layer. So 6 medium, 6 large, 6 small, you know, that type of thing. So yeah. So okay, that's how you do it. You just kind of let the fabric pick up the heat of the candle and let it do its own thing, because each time you do a flower, it's going to be unique in its own way, because it's going to hit the fire Sorry about that. My memory card was full. I forgot to take off the last few videos I did. So, okay. Anyways, we were working on these tea light candles right here. So, okay, we got down to the top layer here, and you just kind of follow the flame. Like I said, sorry about that, and let it do its own thing. You know, it's gonna bunch the way it does, but it all come together and look really good. So those are the 3 layers that we did right here, and I'm gonna do these ones off camera just because it takes a bit of time, and I don't want you sitting here waiting forever and watching me talk about heating this fabric. So okay. Anyways, those are the 3 we did. Remember, as when you're doing this, remember, keep it at least 1/4 of an inch away from the flame. 1/4 of an inch is about a good distance in order to catch the heat just right on these flowers. Let me see. This one needs a little bit more. See if I follow the flame. So there we go. Yeah. So there's the petals we did. Okay. Let me go and finish heating up these rest of these petals because I got 6 more of each layer to do, and then I'll be right back. Okay, hey guys, I'm all done. I got them all what do you call it? Kind of heated up around the edge here. And the next step is after you get all your flowers kind of not scorched, I don't know the word, kind of shriveled back from the heat. You want to lay them all out in a line, especially the bottom. The bottom, this is really important to do this with. You just lay them out, and you look at them, and they're all going to shrivel up differently. They're all going to, you know, bunch and do their own thing individually. And what you kind of do is you look at your flowers and you find your most largest one that's still, you know, the biggest one, and you kind of just stack them in a pile, and you just go the next biggest, and then the next biggest, and you find all the way to where it starts narrowing down and getting smaller, and you got a stack. Okay, I've already pre-threaded my needle, so you get your little stack here of 7 layers, and you stick it on a needle, and it's just like going to be a straight basting stitch all the way through the center. Okay, and you kind of just leave it on your needle like so. Okay, can you see that right there? Leave it on your needle, and then you just kind of set it aside. It won't go nowhere since it's on your needle now. And you do the same thing with the center. Well, I do. You could just stack them if you want, but I like it to kind of look uniform, like the bud is coming to a close almost. So I find my next largest one, which would be this one right here, and then I go from that to this next largest and the next largest, and I just keep going. And they're all going to look slightly different than the next one, you know, but that's what makes it, because you know, no rose, no regular flower, real flower, it's going to be uniform, you know, it's not going to be exact, which is one reason why I love this technique. Now with this die here, it's got this smaller blossom that I took and I heated the edges of, and what I like to do with that one, you just feed that on there, okay, to the center, like that. Okay, it's like I was saying, this next blossom right here is a small little tiny blossom right here. I find the ones that are the most open, and I just feed it on there one at a time, because this is a little different technique that I do with the smaller blossoms than the rest. I just feed them on, but then where they really start shriveling up, because some of them just go really quickly and they shrivel up to this little like knot ball sort of almost. I take and I off center my stitch on that one because it's gonna just open it up, because I always put centers on my flowers, and it's just gonna open up the flower a little for my center. So I just off center stitch, and see, that's the, and I kind of just fan them out around each other. Be careful that needle, you could stick yourself. I have several times. Okay, and so this is what we're coming up with right now. And then my center, what do I do with it? Okay, my center little button here that I'm going to use, my little rosebud button, I just slide over that needle on that stack, and then I pull my needle through all the way, and then I just go back through on the other side of the button, not back through the hole of the button, and then I pull the thread through. Yeah, my thread kind of looped around, and then I flip it over right here. I should have probably used a colored thread to show you this, but I just tie a double knot after I get it basted stitched. Just tie my little double knot here. See if I can do this around this tripod. So I'm kind of trying to eyeball where my thread is. Okay. Oh. Gee, this is fun. Okay. I think I got it. This thread I'm using has kind of got the consistency of fishing thread, so it's really springy and bouncy. Oh no, is that what you call it? Fishing thread or fishing line or something like that? But yeah. Okay, so there you go. You got my double knot tied. You want to tie it fairly tight. I noticed with this type of thread, since it is like a plastic thread, if you pull too hard, it will snap your thread. But it's nice and tight and firm. You kind of just take these inside layers and kind of curl them over the little center that you've got in there. And that is the red flower. And this is the one that I created for this project. Now this two-toned effect that I got here, let me see, okay, two-toned effect that I got on this flower is just basically I alternated colors. So I used two colors of organza. I used the purple and then the fuchsia, and that's how I got this effect. So I just used the purple as the base, then the next size up I used the fuchsia, and then the purple as the center. So that is how I got that two-tone effect. Now this one is just all one color, so all these layers are just the same color. So that's all you have to do, and it's fairly easy, and it's really fun to do. So I hope you guys give it a try if you've never tried it before, and if you do have a tutorial on YouTube for this and maybe have a different technique, message me so I can see your technique, and maybe I can alter my technique in a way that, you know, I might learn something new. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please subscribe and leave me a message. I read them all and love every single one of them. I might not always reply right away, but I try to reply as often as possible. So thank you guys, and have a good night. Toodles.